Okay, I want to ask you a question again that I asked you before about voting. Did you still vote? You said that you still vote. Is that right?
Yeah, I still vote. I used to be a have whole elections, but after I got older and my health kind of failed, I stopped doing that. But I go and vote every year. My daughter carries me to vote. I vote every year, but I don't work to vote anymore.
Why do you feel it is still important to vote?
Pardon?
Why do you feel that it's still important for you to go out and vote?
Well, I feel like the Negroes should know that they are eligible for these different things that come up that need to be voted for. Because the white wife is a thing that they think is of your benefit, you think going to vote for it. Don't do that. They know they're not. They're not going to vote for something that's going to benefit you. So you have got to go to your crew. That one have to talk to his crew, and you go in force and start the wheels on whatever they got in mind. You can go to that poll and stop it. Because what a vote means is yes or no. So if it's something that benefits us, you want to vote the yes. That's it.
You were, I believe, 13 years old or 14 years old when, in 1920, when women won the right to vote. Do you remember that time?
No, I can remember when women started to voting. I didn't know why. They started to, because nobody didn't vote but the men, and I wondered why, because men don't always know everything. they might put us back on the farm now, but women had to learn how to keep this thing ahead. Because some of you men go in and just see the name and just, oh, I'm going to vote for him. You don't know what him stands for. You're going to vote for somebody that's against what your plans are. And when you vote that person, oh, I thought we was going to win. Well, what it was, you just was, while you was talking, you didn't read. So that man was a Republican. He's a Democrat. You don't vote a Democrat. So it was who you voted for that ruled. And you didn't have meetings back then like they do now. You have meetings, you go to the board, you find out who must we vote for. And what have he done for our race that we should vote for him. And you got to learn these things before you turn these people loose, these young folks loose, and just let them go to the poll and vote. Because they see a name up there and they, oh, this name sounds good, I'm going to vote for him. But they don't realize maybe him is not for us black folks. So you voted for him, and then when you get up and take all the rights away, you wonder why he do it because you voted for him. And you didn't know what you were doing. And you mean the cause of it because you should have these meetings with these folks together in your neighborhood. And if you don't know, get somebody in there out of this group that do know what to tell these people to do is uplifting to our race. And don't let us keep dragging a sack, an empty sack. Don't let us keep dragging. After a while, that sack will be wore out and we're still dragging that sack.
Even this year, 2012, what do you see that the black community or that black people need to do?
As of now?
Yeah, now.
Well, I don't keep up with everything like I used to. So I can't say what they need to do, but they need to keep the president to have, try to keep him in line, and keep him at the head of the ham, back him up, hold him up,
Back him up.
and don't slack up.
Ooh. Y'all write that down. Y'all write that down. Y'all write that down.
So that is the way I see this race. I don't know a lot of people say, the president, cause he's black now, he thinks that, I don't give a rap what he thinks, what do you know? Now, what do you know? If the people that put him in there knew he was capable, so what are you going to write about? Yeah.
I'm gonna send that to the White House.
Just want to be contrary, and that's been our trouble. We are contrary. All such in the making of us is to be contrary with each other, which is the wrong thing. And it's got us where we ought to be, but we have come a long way. Don't forget it. We have come a long ways, depending on the Lord, trusting in His holy word,
He never failed
and
us
He
yet.
hasn't forgot us yet.
Never have, yeah.
He hasn't forgot us. So, when you kneel and pray, ask the Lord to give you more strength, more understanding about life and about the people in our community, in our neighborhood, and even in our family. They don't know the difference in right and wrong when it comes to voting. That's why they don't vote. They don't understand. And we don't have community services like we used to have to train these young folks what it's all about. We don't have any. I haven't heard of any. But maybe y'all have, I don't know. But anyway, we have come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord, trusting in His holy word, and He hasn't
Failed us
He hasn't
yet.
failed us yet.
We got some presentations and stuff.
When you hear about how a lot of young people, or just not even young people, but just people, particularly black people, they say they're not going to vote. What would you say to them? What can you say to them to tell them that they need to vote?
Say they're not gonna vote. Well, it's because they're not gonna vote, they don't understand what they're voting for, and we don't have adults is the cause of a lot of that. Because we don't have meetings like we used to have to teach these young folks what voting is all about. They think voting is just to go to vote for something just because they're voting, and they don't know what they're voting for. And they don't know right from wrong when it comes to, so they rather than put their name down and be called in, you go walk in there, your name's on there. If you get close, we're gonna give you a whipping this morning. What you gonna whoop me for? Well, you didn't vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have got to be careful in telling people why they should do these things. And the benefit to the black race is why it's being done. You got to teach them. If you don't teach them, they don't know. This child don't know about what we're talking about. He's listening, but they don't know what we're talking about because it's not their time. But as they grow older, then some of them might catch on, some might not.
Got it.
Yes, it always is.
Okay. All right.
So I think that's
One more question from me. That you might get other people to ask you a question. I'm not going to talk about your last age, because as far as I'm concerned, you're going to live to be at least 150. Okay.
not going to talk about what.
As far as I'm concerned, you're going to live to be at least 150. Okay. But what do you want to see happen here in this country, in this neighborhood, the next 30 years, the next 20 to 30 years?
Connection.
What do you want to see happen in this community or in this society for the next 20 to 30 years?
Well, that's a hard question to answer because I don't know what you younger people, I don't even mind, I don't know which way you're going. So I might say something that's wrong to say and might block your pathway that you have open to where you're going. You see it. But you have to get us all together and let us know because we might think the way that you is not right, and we're there to communicate with each other and find out now which is the best way for us to win this battle. Which is the best way to win this vote? So and so. And as you explain this thing to the people, they have a better understanding of the way they saw it at first. Or some of them saw it looked in the paper. He looks, oh, he's good looking, I'm gonna vote for him. And that's the one gonna put a stick on your neck and pop it. That's vote for him, and that's it, that is your work. So we elderly people have to get these meetings together and talk to these young people. Let them know what to do. Why are we voting? What is voting all about? Is voting to help me to move forward? Or is he going to undercover pull my trigger on my leg and stop me from going where I started? And some of us can easily do that. You know, white folks are smart on talking. They can talk when you listening, and they talking you down the drain all the time. And when you know anything, you can't go to the store and buy what you used to buy without paying double price for it.
Go ahead.
Because they don't raise the price. He went and told the man, well, what you said, and he raised the price on the food so you can get in and eat.
That's the favorite subject in 8th grade.
God is not marked.
Let's go back to when you graduate. You finished. You went to 8th grade. Your education. You took the education as far as 8th grade.
Yeah.
What was your favorite subject?
Geography.
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 At 8th grade.
Yeah.
All right.
Geography. See, in the country, the geography was the 8th grade. That's as high as you went. And they didn't have no colleges back in those days. So unless it was a boarding school that you went to and you had to pay to go to that, you didn't, the 8th grade was as high as you went. And you was finished. And then you get any other education, you went to these different groups and they had classes. They would help you to revive yourself and re-understand the things maybe that you didn't understand. So that's the way that went. So if you don't stop listening to what other people say, this is what you don't need, you need by without it. Stop listening to that and get all you can, while you can, and as young as you can.
And as young as you can.
Is mine.
All right.
It's been my pleasure to have a good time with you. It really has been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you. Thank you for giving me your time to be able to interview you, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Megan wants to tell us something about Grant.
Okay.
Briefly, I just want to share a little bit something about Granny. When Granny was 95, she retired from Parkland Hospital working in the nursery. She was holding the babies, and she was 95 years old when she retired. 95, correct. And also the history that her granddaughter tells me about her doing voters registration. She would go to the pool halls and sign up the black men to vote, and if they didn't have the $1.75 poll tax, Granny would pay the money. And as Laura Bruden is her granddaughter, as Laura says, that was a lot of money then.
Yes, it was.
So Granny has been very active in the community for years, and her the Black Academy of Arts and Letters downtown in that area, Curtis King is the founder. Well, anyway, Naomi Bruden, you see the theater, that is Granny's daughter. She's now deceased, but they named that theater, Curtis named the theater after Naomi. She was very active.
Man.
When he moved here from Coldwater, Mississippi, he stayed in her house. She, fed him and supported his venue, so they named the theater after her middle daughter. She also has a daughter, Clarice. She's 87, and her baby daughter is 66. I thought Pat was 64, 65, but Pat said, no, I'm 66. So, Pat is 66. And we was teasing today about them having really, really good genes. So Granny is, she loves to speak, as you can see. And I'm proud of the family for keeping her active. I say her goddaughter. People think she's my grandmother, but we all love to call her Granny. When someone try to tell her name is Princella Hartman. When someone said, one of her granddaughters was saying, this is Princella Hartman, she said, Granny. So Granny is proud of her name, Granny, and she's all about Granny. So I know you all come and visit with us every first Saturday of every month at the Ventures Restaurant. It's on Lancaster Road. But actually, tomorrow having an event, and Granny is our special guest speaker tomorrow, and that starts at 3 o'clock. I'll have the flyers over there on the table. But normally, basically, every first Saturday, I won't be doing it October the 6th because that's a fair weekend. So coming again November, first Saturday in November. But I would like for more of the different organizations in the community to come together up under one roof. So that's what Phyllis Wheatley is doing with us, so that we can come together as a group and we'll be more visible. We can, share all this knowledge Granny was saying about voting, and we can be heard. Okay. So I would love for y'all to just take time out one of these Saturdays to visit. My name and numbers on this flyer. Okay. So we all could eventually, maybe Black History Month or whatever, if we have a full house Black History Month. Some of the other times, my brother-in-law said, Peggy, even if there's no one but God, you and God up in here, keep on doing what you're doing. So you all, this is what you all is doing is very important. So you all keep on doing what you're doing, and I would love for us to come together and do something as a big group one day. Okay.
All right. In Granny's name, her name. Have y'all done a foundation? Have y'all done anything?
Yeah, scholarship or something like that?
Well, we would, I can't actually say what all, because her neighborhood, she's in the historic neighborhood of Thomas and Hall. Okay. And they're always doing something for Granny in that neighborhood. She has plaques and different things in her honor. And we celebrated her 106th birthday at the Ventures Restaurant. I mean, it was a big crowd.
I was there.
And, all right. You did the,
see, Debbie said that out to everybody. That was Saturday. I was going to try to make it, but I got lost.
And when Granny walked in, baby, you just like Queen Elizabeth. Oh. So you all know next year, because I heard my brother here said she's going to live to be 150. Well, anyway, we'll be blessed for that 107. Okay. And her birthday is actually July the 11th. So whatever that weekend we'll celebrate July. Her birthday is July the 11th. We celebrated July the 14th. And when she walked in, baby, it was raw. It was great. Everybody was snapping pictures, like she was.
This is a plaque. This is a plaque for Granny, and it says, Happy 109th Birthday Appreciation, Princella Granny Hartman, for many years of service to the Oak Cliff community. Be blessed. So this is
an award from us for you coming being our guest and kicking off.
Yes, kicking off our 109th birthday celebration.
And then from the mayor, he sent this to you. He has a program called Grow South, and Granny, here's your Grow South shirt, right here. Want you to know, part of the Grow South, so let you know this right here.
It should have been in North Dallas community.
North Dallas, okay, well, we'll do
I
that.
got a street name for me over there in
Oh, you
North
didn't tell us
Dallas.
that?
See, that's what she's a lot of history. Her granddaughter.
Okay, we gotta do that then. Okay, I didn't know
Where's the
that.
street at, do you know?
What's the street?
It's right off of Thomas. You know, in that Thomas Allen
so it's- yeah, it's
area
uptown.
neighborhood.
So it's
Okay,
uptown.
Granny home. She's one of the few homes that still is standing in the midst of all the loft apartments
Oh,
and
yeah, right.
buildings in that area. And so they, the historical area, it may be 4 houses that remain on her street. Her
With the
Bernie-
dentist, the old dentist house, and go ahead. Yeah, I know what you're talking
right
about.
off of Ruth
Right,
Street.
Ruth
right in
Street.
that-
yeah, I know
uh-huh.
what
Ruth and
you're talking
Allen,
about.
Allen?
Ruth and Allen,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, Allen in that
She's
area.
one of those
So,
houses.
yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's from the mayor. And then we have something from some of the kids, they couldn't find Granny, but they found this one, says Grandma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna present this to you, right there, okay? And then while you're here, before you go, we have something else, and then we got some food.
Yeah, I wrote a poem called Get My Bus and Boat. And I wasn't sure if that was appropriate, so this was last year, I believe. I asked Granny, I said, Granny, is this all right to say this? You know, get off our bus and boat. Then she said, well, let me hear it. And so anyway, I recited the poem to her. And after I finished, reading the poem to her, then Granny said, oh, all right then, let's get this wheel rolling. So I wish I had remembered to read that poem with me. Me and Granny could have done it, get off our bus and boat,
That is awesome.
Special award just for CW for making this happen. He was the one we were trying to reach. He said, let me handle that, Ms. P. I want to say to you, CW, we really appreciate you.
Thank you, Ms.
For
P.
the great work that you do.
Thank you.
And then we have another one for career changes is one of our sponsors. And we're going to have Marty to come forth. And I want to say to you, is one of our sponsors. We appreciate you, Marty. And Marty started with us. We just having fun. Every now and then we get in trouble, me and Marty, but it's okay. I want to say to you on behalf of Oak Cliff 109 sponsorship, we want to say we appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
And then I have another special one. This young man came when somebody else said he was going to do some things. Didn't happen. But he had to put up with me, and he comes in. Sometime we're going to do this. I threw him in the car one day, went someplace, and I want to say to this young man, Mr. Holly Mays, I really do appreciate you for what you do and the style you do. He doesn't ask. He said, okay. And I know I probably frustrate him, probably more than I frustrate anybody else. And he's our logistics coordinator. Just stepped in, like you did, Gordon. Just stepped in. Never said no. He's here breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What we're going to do, you run out and come back in. So, Holly Mays, I want to say congratulations. I want to say to you, I really do. I tell Cheryl all the time, I really do appreciate you, your style, and how you do.
Yes.
Because anybody can put up with me, I'm a very challenging person.
Amen.
I really appreciate you and just thank you for you being who you are. And that's really for you and Stephanie, but I just want to say to you, you let me worry. Stephanie just tunes me out. So, and then we have certificates for everybody. But my ink ran out. We have one for everybody that's participated. But I just want to say to you, I appreciate you. Don't want to hold you. We do have some dinner if you want to eat or whatever, however you want to do. But I want to say that I really thank God for Gordon for doing this. And see that we got to put this on the airways, because one of the things she said about voting, Commissioner Price is saying that we have over 500,000 registered voters who do not go to the polls. They do not go to the polls. So, Grant, I think you need to do a commercial, and then I'll serve on the White House initiative for President Obama, and I'm going to make sure I get this, and I'm going to send it to them, to the White House, to let them know that Granny says everybody should go and vote, because I still vote. And I think we need to come up with that. Granny says vote, because I vote. I still vote. And she said she don't have to vote, but she was compassion that she needs to do that. So I want to say to everybody, I want to thank y'all. Please get some food. Now, maybe somebody else may want to say some words before we go or before we kind of close out. I promised her that we wouldn't be out here late. She couldn't come tomorrow, yesterday, but we were so excited for her to be able to come today. Some of our people have been called a tribute song. Somebody was going to sing. Annette trying to get here, but I told her it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we need that because Granny spoke and sang her own, whatever she
That's
spoke,
right.
so we didn't need anything. So anybody else want to come and say some words? And then,
I just want to say thank you, Peggy.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And we also need to pray for Peggy's husband.
Okay.
And,
Larry Washington, he had surgery today.
yes. And so keep him in your prayers also.